Hi everyone, this is Cindy with Creating with the Heart, and I am back with another card today. I really like the card that I made. Now, I am the design team coordinator for a fantabulous Cricut challenge blog. So if you do Cricut and you ever want to play along with us, please do, because it's really fun, and we're trying to keep the Cricut alive. I'm hoping maybe the Explorer at the very least will get people more interested in pulling their Cricut out and using it. There are lots of things I like about the Cricut. One of which is I like having cartridges with lots of things that go together. The thing that's hard for me is to go out there and use my silhouette and be like, oh, I need, I want this kind of an image, and then I've got to go out and find it, and I get the one, and then it doesn't work, and then I just spent 99 cents or $1.50 or whatever on it. And the thing about this, because I have so many cartridges too, is that if I don't like it, I have so many other ones, and I'm not out there buying more stuff. I don't know. I just like it. I like having options. I like having different cows, different houses, different, I have how many different bears. I have so many choices. And granted, I have a lot of cartridges, so I have a lot of choices. But because of that, I do like my Cricut, and I'm hoping that more people will pull their Cricuts out and fall back in love with them. I know that there are a lot of people who have been upset, with Provocraft. I mean, I kind of wished that Provocraft would have looked into supporting the E2s a little bit more, because they supposedly were able to be Wi-Fi, but even though mine never worked, it tells me that there's something inside that, makes it capable of doing that. So why can't they do some sort of a firmware that allows the E2s to do some of what the Explorer can do? I mean, granted, we don't have the two holders. We only have the one. But, they're using the new, what do you call it? It's not a knife, little cutting thing. They're using a special metal little cutting thing, and someone online had recommended a brand that is very similar to the one that the Cricut's going to be using, and so I actually bought it, and I'm gonna try it in my Cricut, and I'll let you know what I think, if it cuts more precisely or not, because it's supposed to cut really, really nice. But my thing is, I felt like Provocraft could have done something with the E2 the way that the reason why I bought the E2 was because I thought it was going to be able to do all this great stuff, and it never really took off and did what it was supposed to do. Now, don't get me wrong, I like my E2 because I have it attached to my Gypsy. If I didn't have it attached to my Gypsy, I would hate it, because the screen is like really hard to use. It's hard to space my cuts on the mat. It's really annoying. But having said that, I think it's worked out really well for me, and I've gotten my money out of it. I don't see myself buying the Explorer right now, but what to do. But anyway, I'm going back to being FCCB coordinator, and the reason why I'm telling you that is that we do accept sponsors. We love our sponsors. We try and use them and promote them as much as we can. Jaded Blossom was one of our sponsors, and you can see I've done a lot of stuff with Jaded Blossom. And not just because they were a sponsor. I really actually love Jaded Blossom stuff. But Mark's Finest, they are going to be supporting and sponsoring the challenge blog that I help do for the next year. And so they not only gave me 12 stamps to have for each month, but they also gave me an additional 20-something stamps for all the members of the design team. So it's crazy. So what we're rotating using them, because it's hard to use one stamp set for 12 months, especially when you have certain themes and things like that. So I'm rotating them amongst our DT, our design team, so that every month when they're the sponsor, we have 6 people using it. So for my month that I'm using it, the stamp set that I got is, let's see if I can find it. It's right here. It's Mark's Finest. And this one is called Primitive Farm. So I really like this one, and because it came to me, I was able to actually pick the one that I wanted. And I picked this one because I thought I could really use it with my Cricut. I had a lot of options in using it, I thought. So, having said that, I am using a paper stack that it's one of those My Mind's Eye ones that I got, and I don't know, it's really not my style, but I make it work for me, if that makes sense. So it's this collectible, and it's called Remarkable, and it just has colors I don't really use very much, but it really, really, you know, it's nice to have those colors, because when you need when you're making a project and you're, you know, doing something different, it's nice to have them. And for me, I'm doing a country kind of farm thing. So I've got my card is going to go like this. So 5.5 by 4 1/4, and then it's 5 1/4 by 4. And this is not coffee because it's nighttime. It's hot chocolate because I'm trying to get more calcium in my diet, and I'm not a big milk drinker, but I like hot chocolate. So that Williams-Sonoma hot chocolate is good. Is really good. So if you have any recommendations for really good hot chocolate, I would love to hear that, because that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just trying to get more calcium in my diet, and I've been doing it with hot chocolate. So that's gonna go. Gonna fit on there. Oh, I think I'm gonna have to do it like sideways. Okay. I'm trying to decide how I have this situated. I just did this one recently. Sometimes I get everything cut to, you know, I'm going to film, and I film a bunch of things at one time. And because it's not always easy for me to film. My life is busy. And then I forget what I had set out to do because it's been a while. So I don't know. Anyway, am I doing it this way? This way? Maybe it was this way. I think it was. Okay, so this is a cut from, and the challenge for the week is it's called spring cleaning. So you're supposed to use a cartridge you've never used before, or a cut that you never used before. So to be fair, the county fair cartridge I actually used one time for the popcorn that they have in there, but I've never used it since then. And it has really, really cute stuff in it. I just never used it. So I used this cut, this barn, and it has quite a few layers. I mean, they went together really nicely, but I couldn't figure out what layer went with what color. So luckily I have them. I mean, you can use My Cut Search. You can use Cricut.com, pull up your handbook. I don't have my handbooks all handy because I have over 200 cartridges, and for me to search and find the handbook to a specific cartridge is like ludicrous to me. It's like impossible. So I only have like my ones I use all the time out, especially my close to my heart. So those ones you kind of need the book for because there's so much stuff on there. But other than that, I have everything on my Kindle, and I actually have a video on here on how to load them on your Kindle. It works the same for loading it on your iPad, and it's very convenient. So I just loaded it up and was able to look it up really quickly and see what color went with what. So that's just going to go right here, and it's just like a little barn and I don't know, call that a silo? I don't know, I'm a city girl. And then I've got this cow, which actually, I'm thinking I want this to move up a little bit because I want room for my cow. I think it needs to come up a little bit. Or maybe I'll do it this way, so there's just room all around on the side. So here's my cow, and this is the cow that is from Mark's Finest Stamps. And so that's my cow. You know what? I actually think, poor card, I'm moving you all around, trying to decide how I want to have it. But, you know, that's real life. It's my process. Sometimes I move things around. I don't like it. So I'll put the cow over here. So I don't want to cover up my barn because I think my barn is super cute and the silo thing is not as cute. So, you know, whatever. So the sentiment is from the stamp set, and it's down home on the farm. Very cute. I think I'm going to put it right here. Put it right here. I think I'll put it right here because I've got some little buttons I'm going to put on the side over here. And then I just stamped it on white, and then I stamped it, or I placed it on some scrap that I had that matched this. So I know it's like process videos are like the big thing, and I have to have things cut ahead of time. Otherwise, you know, my videos would take, you know, an hour. It takes me about an hour to make a card. I hate to say. Just to find my papers and cut, and sometimes I'm like, I don't know what to cut, and I don't know. My processes take too long, but so there's that. And then for the inside of my card, it's actually going to go like this. I cut another sentiment from that Primitive Farm stamp set, and it's the simple things that make life great. I actually really like this font too, so it's actually really something I liked, so that's good. And that goes there. And then I did another cow, a little cow, so it came with a big cow and a little cow. So the little cow is like right there. So I think it came out really cute, kind of outside my comfort zone. It says down home on the farm. And then it's the simple things that make life great. So I think that's very, very cute. And I think it really shows how you can mesh your stamps with your die cuts and, you know, use more of what you have. And I think that's one of the things I've been trying to do this year, is really to dig in there, and you'll see more stamping from me, and you'll see more of stuff like this where I'm doing stamping with my die cuts, because I think it's a really good way of using what we have, and that really is my resolution this year. It's not just use what I have in terms of getting rid of it, like I don't want to buy more paper till I use more paper kind of thing, which I do, but I want to use what I have in a useful way. Like instead of cutting a cow, which I could cut a cow, you know, I have a stamp to do it. So it speeds up the process. I'm using what I already have, and I think it looks really cute. So anyway, thank you for watching today. This is more of a process video for you guys because I couldn't figure out what I was doing. Have a good day, and I will talk to you later.